It's August as I'm recording this, and artists and handmade sellers around the world are getting ready for spooky season. So this week I'm making some mini doll-sized broomsticks, also known as besoms. I like the idea of a gnarly old branch used as a broom handle. So I went out to see what I could find and came home with some twigs cut from a fallen birch tree. I've checked and cleaned the wood thoroughly to make sure there's nothing growing on it, and it's been drying out on my boat for a couple of weeks. It just needs all the rough edges smoothing off, then I'll give it a couple of coats of varnish. I don't need it to look too perfect, but I do want to tone down the knots a little bit, so I'm using a coloured pencil to help blend those in with the bark. This is actually a really good match. I'm sealing it with a water-based polyurethane varnish. This is labelled as matte finish, but I think it's closer to a satin finish. It does dry with a bit of a shine, I don't mind that though. I want the broomsticks to be like decorations that could be hung up on a wall, so I'm thinking I could make some rustic looking hangers with string. I've been debating whether to make them upward or downward facing, so I'm going to make some of each and let people decide which they like best. In the past I've used thyme twigs to make the bristles, but I don't have access to many of those at the moment, so I figured this jute rope might look good once it's unravelled. I might need to coat it with something to stiffen it, but we'll figure that out later. I've got some offcuts of ribbon to decorate the binding and a few other bits I found in my doll making stash. If you just found me, by the way, I'm Jo. I'm currently based on a narrowboat in Wales where I make creepy cute art dolls, illustrations and anything else I fancy having a go at. If that sounds like the sort of thing you enjoy, please feel free to leave me a like or a comment and let me know what kind of art you like to make. You can also subscribe if you want so you don't miss the next one. Because of the way this rope has been wound, it's a little bit curly. Fortunately, jute is quite heat resistant, so I should be able to straighten it out with a quilting iron. Now for the messy bit. I want to make sure the bristles stay put, so I'm using some water-based tacky glue to stick the first layer to the handle. I want to try and keep the strands together until they're fixed in place, so I'm not completely unravelling them yet. I bind those tightly to the handle with some string, then I can glue another layer of bristles around the outside. There are lots of different traditions surrounding broomsticks, from using them to sweep away negative energy in the home, to stepping over them to mark a new beginning at weddings and hand fastings, to witches using them for spirit flight, along with a mysterious flying ointment. But if you just want to hang it on your wall, that's fine too. This is definitely going to need stiffening to make it a bit more robust. First though, I found this Angelina fibre in the back of a drawer and thought maybe I could use it to add a bit of a magical shimmer. It's a little bit more tricky to work with than I hoped, but we'll see what it looks like when it's all put together. I've given the bristles a spray with some fixative. That should be enough to hold them in place without looking unnatural. It's a bit like hairspray. I've just wrapped a bit of thread around it while it dries. I'm hoping that'll stop the Angelina fibre sticking out everywhere too. This one is going to be downward facing, so I'm going to add a hanger to the top of the handle. I'm going to make an upward facing one after this, so I'll show you more of the binding and decoration process on that one. Back to the messy bit. I gave up on trying to keep the strands of rope together. It was way too fiddly, so I've unravelled it all for this one. I can trim any uneven ends later. A lot of the materials I'm using are available on Amazon. I'll leave some links in the description. I've knotted a loop into some string and I'm using that to bind the bristles. The loop will sit to the back and act as a hanger. These little roses are made from mulberry paper, so they have a lovely vintage feel. I sometimes make them myself, but these were bought ready-made. I do want to make some more though, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a video about making die-cut flowers. The ribbon is fixed in place with some super thick tacky glue, which is getting thicker and tackier by the minute. I'm almost at the bottom of the pot, so I must order some more of this. I've picked out a crescent moon charm for this one. As this is going to be upward facing, I'm stitching the charm on it so it hangs towards the handle. That just needs a bit of a trim to tidy up the ends and it's ready to fly. I ended up making 5 broomsticks altogether. As I'm recording this, all 5 are available in my shop. If they're still available, you should be able to see some links under the video. And here's Gretchen modelling one for me. If you'd like to see how Gretchen was made, go watch the video on screen now, and I'll see you next time. Bye!